This is the Reds POSTCAST, your instant game reaction for the Cincinnati Reds. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Good evening, Reds fans, and welcome to another edition of the POSTCAST brought by Locked On Reds and the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. My name is Tim Daniel, life-suffering Reds fan, in my second year here at Locked On, and I want to thank you for spending some time with me as we discuss the Cincinnati Reds. Comeback coming up short against the Milwaukee Brewers tonight at Great American Ballpark, leading to a sweep and yet another loss against the division. On tonight's show, we're going to talk about how the Reds just seem to love to leave people on base. Rhett Lowder was fine. You knew the tone was set in the second inning, and they just will never, ever, 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 ever find a way to beat the Milwaukee Brewers. All of that and a whole lot more.
This is what you'll be talking about.
I think if you said that the Brewers had the Reds number at this point, you'd be like, well, yeah. I think at this point, they have their whole cell phone reception. They have their whole network. They have their IP address. They have anything they can have with the Reds. They have it. That's just what they do, man. The Cincinnati Reds not only can never find a way to beat the Brewers, they obviously cannot find a way to beat the Central this year. They have 2 wins against the Central and 16 losses. To put in context, against people not the Central, they're 35-26. 35-26 against non-NL Central teams, 37-42 overall. That's unbelievable. How does that happen? I don't know how you go through this and you're like just constantly watching this team fall apart like this over and over again. I mean, look, the Milwaukee thing's something, and now you got to go to Pittsburgh, and I'm pretty sure Skenes is pitching Friday against Andrew Abbott, if I remember correctly. According to the app, it's not official. Here we go, getting comfy. Oh yeah, let's vent, people. Let's let it all out. This is a safe space in the chat tonight. So if you want to just let your Reds feelings out, I'm here to listen. And we're all going to feel this together, right? Because we all know Pirates fans just love me. They can't wait to come in this chat and talk about how excited they are for this, right? They just can't wait to come tell me about all the things, how good the Pirates are, right? Compared to the Reds, I mean, they are. They're 3 games better right now, technically. Pirates are 40-40. Good news is they can't hit either right now. So hopefully maybe something happens that way. And we got Abbott and Burns on there. Let's go back to Milwaukee. The Reds didn't even get their 3 best pitchers tonight. I mean, their 2 best pitchers. No Kyle Harrison, no Miz, and the Reds still got swept. The Reds didn't have the lead once in this series. Not once. And tonight, honestly, they had really good at-bats. The Reds were really competitive in this game, and they still found a way to lose. I mean, they had 11 hits tonight. 11 hits. 3 for 17 with runners in scoring position. When Spencer Steer hit that home run, that should have been a team who flipped the switch on the night and went and took care of business. And they were given chance after chance after chance after chance to win this one. And they just couldn't do it. They couldn't get the job done. Let's talk about Dane Myers here, because this is a really bad day for Dane Myers. And I like Dane. I think Dane's a really good player. You guys have heard me talk about him quite a bit this year. You're going to have bad days in baseball. He might have had the worst day of his career. Legit. Goes 0 for 5 at the plate. Has a really bad miss in center field. You can make the case he probably should have robbed Contreras' homer in the second inning. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. That kid is that kid plays hard. I really like him. He had a really bad day. Something. But the fact that they just did what they did tonight, I think shows you that they are for sure spooked by the Brewers. They will never, ever, ever find a way to beat them. I'm convinced. It's just, and oh, by the way, they play them 4 times next week. Yay. Yay. Okay, Brad's bringing this up. We can't even put a bunt down. How about we don't bunt there? How about we just don't do that? Who made that call? Was it Francona? Was it Willie Harris? Whoever made that call. That was dumb. That was super dumb. In a game where you're down a run in the 9th inning and you need a win so bad because you can never beat the Central Division, don't give outs away. Stop. Do not give outs away. Look, I told you guys I'm not going to get emotionally frustrated ever. I'm frustrated tonight. You know, it's not even the fact that they lost, like whatever. It's just dumb decisions that they got beat on. And they were competitive. They should have won this game, and they didn't. Yeah, Johnny. Johnny says here, I'd rather see a strikeout than a bunt. 100%. 100%. Elly walks right after him. You got the bases juiced. You hit a ball in the gap. It's game over. It's game over at that point. You know they're scoring 2 runs. Well, we know when the trend was set in this game. We knew after the 2nd inning, this baby was over.
Time to reveal where the game was won or lost. It's the turning point.
It was the first of 3 times tonight the Reds had the bases loaded and did nothing. I feel like I've come here so many times and talked to you guys about just the inability to hit with runners in scoring position. And I've laid out some really ugly numbers about it, right? Like at the beginning of the month, how ugly it was. And it didn't get better. You know, you're like, when you're looking at playing a team like the Brewers that you can never beat, that's kind of where you're like, want a break, right? You need something to go your way to kind of, you know, get a boost. So when Geno hits that ground rule double, that's just barely fair. It is like this close. You need like, and you can't do anything with that. So the Noel V. Marte at bat just crushes my brain cells when he's just like looking at a fastball full with the bases loaded. Matt McClain has a really bad at bat there too. Noel V. Marte was fine tonight. You know, he had 2 walks. I like that he's trying to get on base. He scored a run tonight. I don't know. I think right now, and look, there's a bunch of people here in the chat who are just really airing their grievances, and I love it. Thank you for doing this. It's time to just, you know that scene in Major League 2 when he's like, put the tarp on the field, get these guys out of here. Can't wait to bulldoze this place and turn it into a parking lot. I feel like we're getting there. Because that was just one of the absolute most frustrating games. And it was so Reds, right? It was so Reds that they're down 6-1 and you just have given up hope. And they put 4 runs and they put a run on the board in the 7th and 3 in the 8th. You get the bases loaded in the 9th and you lose. Well, I'm going to go to break because this has been really depressing. But when we come back, we're going to talk about Rhett Lowder's start, and we're going to end the show talking about the fact that the Reds left way too many guys on base. Par for the course. But first, we're going to talk about Indeed. Workplace chaos can show up fast. That's where Indeed Sponsored Jobs comes in. Indeed Sponsored Jobs help you reach candidates who actually fit what you're looking for based on skills, experience, and location. Finding the right person can make all the difference, whether it's building a business or building a winning team. Think about the Milwaukee Brewers. They build a winning team. They go get guys who are like, oh, that guy fits what we're looking for. They get rid of people at the right time. Corbin Burns, see ya. Devin Williams, see ya. By the way, we're still going to win 95 games a year because everyone in the Milwaukee Brewers system is committed to the system. They think about how they know when they get these guys in here, they're going to win some ball games. The best organizations aren't looking to aren't trying to look at every possible option. They're focused on identifying the people who truly match what they're looking for. When you can spend more time evaluating great candidates and less time searching, everybody benefits. That's exactly what Indeed Sponsored Jobs is designed to help businesses with. And listen, spend less time searching and more time actually interviewing candidates who check all your boxes. Less stress, less time, more results. When you need the right person to cut through the chaos, this is a job for Indeed Sponsored Jobs. And listeners of the show will get $75 sponsored job credit to help get your job the premium status it deserves at Indeed.com/podcast. Just go to Indeed.com/podcast right now and support our show by saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply. Need to hire? This is a job for Indeed Sponsored Jobs. We're also brought to you by Hims. ED is way more common than most guys think, and millions of men deal with it at some point. Hims offers a simple, convenient way to take care of your health by connecting you with licensed healthcare providers online and giving you access to personalized treatment options from the comfort of your home. No awkward appointments, no pharmacy lines, just a straightforward process designed to make getting care easier. Taking care of yourself shouldn't feel complicated, and Hims makes the process private and easy to navigate. It's healthcare built around you, around your schedule and your comfort. When something is already uncomfortable to talk about, the last thing you want is a complicated process. Having the ability to start online from home, making that first step feel much more manageable. Between work, family, and everything else going on, finding time for appointments can be tough. Having access to licensed providers online means you can prioritize your health without having to rearrange your entire day. To get simple online access to personalized, affordable care for ED, hair loss, weight loss, and more, visit hims.com/lockedonmlb. That's him.com/lockedonmlb for your free online visit. Prescription required. See website for details and important safety information. Sildenafil is a generic version of Viagra. Viagra is a registered trademark of Viatris Specialty LLC. Hims is not affiliated with or endorsed by Viatris. And lastly, we're brought to you by Odoo. Running a business shouldn't feel like you're trying to connect a bunch of systems that were never designed to work together. You know, like the Cincinnati Reds. One app for accounting. And this place will say Willie Harris, the third base coach, trying to say a bunch. Another for inventory. We'll say Terry Francona using the whole bench and still losing. And another for sales. We'll call that runners in scoring position. And somehow none of them talk to each other because that's how things go at the Cincinnati Reds. That's where Odoo comes in. Odoo is an all-in-one business management software that brings every part of your business together in one powerful platform. From sales and accounting to inventory and marketing, everything works in one place, helping your team move faster, stay organized, and focus on growing the business instead of managing software. The best organizations know that success isn't just about talent. It's about having everyone working towards the same goal. And that's true in sports, just like in business. One thing that really stands out how this organization gets everyone pulling in the same direction, the Brewers, it wasn't just one great player or coach. It was coordinated effort across the entire organization that made it successful. You can tell the Brewers weren't just a reactionary move. It was an organization that had a vision, stuck to it, and now you're seeing the results because they're awesome, at least in the regular season each and every year. The adjustment itself was important, but what really impressed me was how smoothly it was implemented. You can't hate on them. They just win. Everyone knows their role. Everyone's on the same page, and that's usually what separates good organizations from great ones. Great organization wins because operations matter, and that's why you should get Odoo. Try for free at odoo.com/lockedon. That's odo.com/lockedon. If you already painstakingly live as a Cincinnati Reds fan and are an everydayer here at Locked On with not just me after every game, but Jeff Carr and Stephen Alfenbaker Monday through Friday, you should step up the everydayer game with the Everydayer Club here at Locked On Reds. If you go to lockedonreds.supercast.com, it's $5 a month or $50 a year. You get access to ad-free episodes of all of our shows here on there, and also your favorite Locked On shows outside of Locked On Reds as well. And you get access to our Discord chat as well, which is a whole lot of fun. I want to talk a little quick about Rhett Lowder because he was solid tonight. Would I say he was great? No. But would I say that he found a way to make it valuable? Sure. So he gives up homers to Contreras and Jake Bauers, and you're thinking like, whoa, this isn't going to be good. And then you see him kind of go out there and say like, I got you guys. And then he buckles down. He's an out away from a quality start. And I got to say, I've really liked how he's pitched since he's come back. I think he's developing really well. And I'm a big fan of his. I think he's going to be a really good pitcher for this team. He's probably a back-end starter, but that's okay. Because if you find a back-end starter in the big leagues, like you got a good pitcher. And so that's the thing that, you really got to look at as well. And I'm running long on time. I just realized. Let's get to the bullpen real quick. Sam Moll has been really good all year, but tonight was kind of stinky. TJ Antone was not stinky, and Brock Burke was so-so. So there's that part there. But just a frustrating night to be a Reds fan. Let's get to our Locked On Player of the Game.
This is the Locked On Player of the Game.
How about Big Pal Sal Stewart with another fine day today, going 2 for 4 and getting some big hits for the Reds and also scoring a run and grabbing a walk. So that is the thing that was really nice to see. And I do want to mention, obviously, the Reds tonight, once again, leave 16 guys on base. What can you do? 3 times runners with bases loaded. Okay, Diane, I can't display that comment, but that's hilarious. That's super funny. It's just irritating. So I want to talk about a couple guys at least who, I got to end on a positive note, whatever that is. Geno tonight on his bobblehead game gets on base 3 times. One of them looked like he broke his finger. So hopefully that's nothing serious. I mentioned Sal already tonight with a really good day. Spencer Steer with 2 hits tonight. We know he's been slumping, but gets some homers there as well. So that's nice to see. And Elly gets on base 3 times tonight. And that's all you can ask for from a guy like that. So with that being said, we'll go ahead and wrap this up because the Reds stink. And they are losers tonight to the Milwaukee Brewers 6-5. The Brewers have 6 runs on 11 hits and an error. The Reds have 5 runs on 11 hits and no errors. Your winning pitcher tonight is Chad Patrick. He is now 5-3 with a 3.36 ERA. Rhett Lowder gets the loss. He's 3-5 with a 4.81. And Joel Kudel gets 2 saves against the Reds in this series. What is going on? Anyway, the Cincinnati Reds will now be traveling to Pittsburgh after an off day tomorrow. And boy, I can't wait for my off day tomorrow. I am going to enjoy it. And I'm going to rest. Andrew Abbott takes the hill for the Reds. He is 5-4 with a 3.83 ERA, going against the legend that is Paul Skenes. I actually don't have Skenes' numbers again in front of me, but that game will be at 6:40 p.m. Eastern, so you'll probably see me about 9:15, 9:30. Everyone, thank you so much. By the way, programming note, I'm going to be on with Jeff and Steve tomorrow, so I'm going to go record that here in just a second, and I don't think it's going to be very nice. Thank you all so much. I really appreciate you all and the good and the bad. Go Red Legs. I'll see you on Friday.